Okay.
We're flying, mate. We are flying.
I don't know where this file is going to go.
Anything could happen here. And I think, let's fucking ride that wave.
I don't know where this is going to save.
Hello and welcome to This Album with me, William Han. It's the podcast where each episode a guest and I will deep dive an album of their choice. And it could be any artist, any genre, it could be any year. And we are gonna discuss the songs, we're gonna discuss the shows, we are gonna discuss the artwork. But what I really want to know is where my guests first heard their album and the emotional attachment they have to the record. Who knows? We might even have a bit of a laugh while doing it. Well, today, I am joined by a creative force of nature. She's a comedian, she's a podcaster, she's a food blogger, she's a wimpy enthusiast. She's the front woman of a punk band. She's a DJ. And the spicy link is in bio. Sorry, Amelia, have I done something to annoy you? It's just that you're giving me some funny looks. It's Amelia Bayler.
Thanks for the intro. And thanks for including spicy link in bio. I had to take it out because I got shadow banned. But yeah, if anyone... Yeah, Instagram is horrendous. But if anyone wants to see my boobs, then I'm on OnlyFans.
We can plug it on this podcast, Amelia. Don't you worry. So obviously, as mentioned there, quite a few things that you're up to and what you do. What do you consider yourself as first and foremost?
Oh, God, that is actually like a hard question.
Have I laid it on thick early? Bloody hell, sorry, Amelia.
No, it's not that. I'm just like, oh God, probably songwriter.
Tell me more.
I don't know. Probably songwriter first and foremost. And I kind of just want to say artist. Is that really wanky? Do you think you can just say I'm an artist? I don't really know who I am, but it's just whatever.
I described you as a creative force of nature. So we having that?
Imagine I put that as my Instagram bio. That would be so wacky.
Well, you can say it as quoted by William Han from This Album podcast if you really wanted to. On the back of the next book or, you know, whoever it might be, or the tour poster.
In my bio, like nobody would follow. They would like click on a reel, it would come up in their Discover feed. They would click on my profile and then they'd be like, show me less of this.
I don't think. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Instagram algorithms then, maybe that's a good jumping off point then, really. Who's the average Amelia Bayler fan? Who are your followers, Amelia?
I like to think like I like the weirdos. Like I'm a weirdo. I was a weirdo at school. Like I think I lived in this, I'm from England originally, but I moved to Scotland and I was living in this like small town. And I think I was the only person in my town who adopted like Nu Rave.
Amelia, I think you might be the dream guest. We're going to get on like a house on fire today. Let's talk a bit about Nu Rave, please. We're going into the music chat early. Talk to me about clothes, talk to me about makeup, talk to me about haircuts, and we'll do the music afterwards.
Oh, okay. Well, I think I was the only person in my town to have a pair of like pink American Apparel skinny jeans.
Legend.
And I would just like wear them to these parties and everyone else was like, a mosher? Do you have that? Is that, I don't know.
I mean, I grew up in South Ruislip. Let me tell you, not many moshers around there, Amelia. It was Stone Island. It was Ralph Lauren from Bicester Village, and not much deviation from that, really. And then there's the guys as well. So, yeah. I was the only new raver in my hometown, is basically the point I'm getting at. Yeah.
So basically, and maybe this is a bit sad and like deep or whatever, but I definitely felt because my dad and my family, like the other part of my family, were down in England. I definitely felt this kind of sadness, you know, because my mom basically moved us up to Scotland because she was having some health issues and her family are up here. So I felt like I was like living in this town, and my only way of like accessing like culture was that wasn't just drinking under a bridge, which I love doing as well.
Hey, place in my heart for that. Yeah,
Best
absolutely.
believe, like I was like listening to like Darude Sandstorm on like a Sony Ericsson side. Like I love that, but the only way I could access like proper like city life or whatever was through like magazines. So I remember I
Yeah.
went to visit my dad, and he was working in this place. It was this like office, and there was this really cool person there with loads of tattoos, and I think their MySpace name was Jobot. And this person handed me a block of this magazine called Super Super Magazine.
Mm.
And this was like the Nu Rave magazine. And I read this shit like it was the Bible. Like I literally read it from cover to cover and like when, you know what I mean? And then I only had like 5 copies of this magazine. I think that sort of changed my life. Oh my God, there's that ice cream van outside my house. It comes every day, same tune, crazy.
Well, I don't
Anyway,
know about Glasgow, but the weather's fucking shit here today. It's not screaming ice
yeah,
cream,
yeah.
Amelia.
Yeah, I don't think it's an ice cream van,
Ah,
allegedly. Do you
understood.
know what
Got
I
it.
mean?
Got it. Yeah, yeah. Vapes and packet. Got it. Yeah, yeah.
But magazines, so like I had that magazine, which was the editor was Namely, who was a creative stylist and musician, artist, and was obsessed with this idea of like maxi maximalism. So anyway, I was like reading this magazine, hearing about all these musicians, seeing all these clothes, and I just thought this is what I need to do. And then also there was Nylon magazine. I'd have to go to another town to get that, and that was kind of a more like New York kind of
Yeah, yeah.
indie scene, art scene. And then my dad, like I think my dad's way of parenting was like we don't see each other that much, but he got me like a subscription to NME magazine.
Mm.
So
That's good dad work, that is. That's good distant dad work, yeah.
I'm like, do you know what? I'll take the magazine over the parenting. Like I will take the magazine.
The
And I
pigeon
remember
detectives will be my new dads.
I'm not sorry. And I remember at the time NME magazine, I don't know what year it was, but mid noughties, you know, it started to come in with talking about this kind of electronic music and bands combining. And you know, that whole kind of electro clash scene has always been like such a huge influence for me. It has such a big place in my heart
Mm.
because it's that thing of like DJs remixing bands, club nights where people play bands and like house music, like the whole French electro thing. Like I just
Yeah,
love
love
it
it.
so much.
Yeah,
And
same.
I think like that was about in the noughties, but now I've become a bit of like an electronic music nerd. I realized like that was also around in the 90s with like Andrew Weatherall like remixing the Happy Mondays. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Making the club mix. So making like bands that were already quite danceable, making like a club mix and stuff, and then like producing bands and stuff. So I love seeing like the parallels between that and then, you know, people like Errol Alkin, who actually went to see DJ the other night. It was honestly incredible.
Amazing,
But
yeah.
Errol Alkin like producing like albums, like Late of the Peers albums, but also like putting on a club night
Yeah.
that was like this big mix. And I just love that. I actually, it makes me so happy. And the music, I love that it's like, you can listen to like a Justice song and like on the surface, like this is a dance record. But then when you listen closely, you're like, this is funk. And then you listen again, you're like, this is a rock song. Like,
Sure.
I don't know if that all makes sense. But anyway, I think that was all those magazines introduced me to that thing. And then I've just been like hooked ever since on that combination of like dance music and bands like combined. Like, yeah. I'm sorry. I actually really went off on one there. I think that was like a 5 minute.
Welcome to the podcast, Amelia. Don't you worry. You're
Sorry.
very much talking my language as well. You don't know how much I can relate to that. I love all that sort of mid to late noughties electro clash stuff, like Justice, anything from an Ed Banger. Errol
Yeah, I've
Alkan's
written
like a
that.
national treasure. Like, absolutely.
I've written that down. I've written because we're going to talk about like a dance music compilation that I've
Yes,
chosen.
we are.
I wrote down as well, like back in the day, I don't know if you remember like the Ed Banger compilations, like the Kitsune Records
The Kitsune ones, yeah,
compilation.
they're amazing,
Yeah.
aren't they? Yeah, love them.
And
A
you're
mad
just
sort of penciled artwork, wasn't it, as well, of like each different person that was on it. So sick.
it was such a good time. I just love it. I just love that like relationship between dance music and bands and it all just like being this big mix and like collaboration and
Mm.
it's just joyous at the end of the day. I don't know, it all feels quite joyous, you
Love a
know.
bit of joy. Love a bit of joy. So, would you describe Nu Rave as your first musical coming of age moment, or was there life pre Klaxons?
Best question I've ever been asked in my
Yeah,
life.
God, it's
Like
going well.
genuinely,
7 minutes in.
I feel so seen. Um, well, do you know, as a kid, I was like really obsessed with Top of the Pops. Like,
Yeah,
again, good parenting. My parents would like tape it for me and I would just watch it over and over, right? And a couple of tracks that I remember like I loved was on one of these recordings of Top of the Pops was, do you remember Mr. Wazzo Flat Beat?
oh,
Do you
so
remember?
good. Of course,
And
the
and
Levi's
obviously,
puppet. Yeah,
and the
still
video,
sounds great, doesn't it? It still sounds so good, that tune.
timeless, timeless. That was one of the early like electro tracks. But I remember as a kid, obviously the first thing you get obsessed with is like the video and this
Yeah, of
puppet, and
course.
he's got the Frankfurter, and you know the intros like I
Yeah.
used to know Quentin. He's a real jerk off. You
It is
know,
though, right? On paper, like, what kind of lunatic thinks that's a good idea, that video? Because, like, you've got to be a fucking visionary or a nutcase to think this is gonna work. One shot of a yellow puppet just going like that.
incredible. Like, and I would just watch that on repeat, and that was like my first addiction was just watching that video, but like love the track as well.
What's the latest one?
And then the latest addiction,
Yeah,
selling pictures of my boobs on the internet.
there it
Um,
is.
Amelia Snack on OnlyFans. It's actually like I've taken a hit of my. I think people got bored. I think they saw my boobs and they just unsubscribed. But anyway,
We're
looking
plugging it today. We're gonna turn this around, Amelia.
and then Share Believe was also another one that was
That was
on
a
there.
moment.
But when you watch that, because obviously I was like a 90s kid, I didn't realize she had this whole other career before that.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Life before believe. Yeah.
Do
Couldn't
you
imagine
believe
it.
in life before auto tune? Yeah, she had a life before auto tune. And those were like very key musical moments. And then also my parents would always, my parents were like music, but they got divorced. But I think they both played, you know, the Fatboy Slim album, You've Come a Long Way,
Of
Baby,
course. Of course.
in the separate cars, like in the separate lives. I feel like that kept me kind of from losing my mind. It like kept some stability. Like you're in these two separate households, two separate rules, separate snacks, separate vibes. My mum and dad with new partners. But the thing that like keeps me steady is that when I'm in the car with either parent, either family, like Praise You is on.
Yeah.
Or
Repetitive beats are keeping Amelia sane. Yeah.
like one of the ultimate like big beat records is on in the car. So I thank them for that, you know. And so yeah, that was a big musical moment. And then obviously I think there was a moment before Nu Rave where we were all just obsessed with like indie bands.
Well, that
I
was the
mean,
thing I was going to mention. If you mentioned the new rave thing, for me, I had like a
mhm.
different uniform, right? 06, 07, depending on where I was going to be. I'd have like a sort of baby shamblesy, strokesy outfit. But if I knew I was going somewhere a bit more new rave, I had like high vis jackets and stuff that I'd put on. And I remember I was at Alton Towers one day dressed in like a new rave outfit. I remember like wearing like running clothes, despite not going running at all in 2007, let me tell you. Like this lime green, a luminous high vis jacket. And I bumped into, believe it or not, at Alton Towers, the four guys from The View.
What the hell?
And I was like,
Dundee, they're
oh,
from
I've got it
Dundee.
wrong. I'm wearing my new rave outfit. I should have been wearing the other outfit. Fuck.
Oh
So
my god,
yeah.
yeah, they were pure. The thing is, like, some bands would have like that little influence of like new rave, but they were pure
Oh, they were very
indie.
much the other side. Absolutely. So you mentioned a lot about the sort of visual side of things, music videos, Top of the Pops, clothes. How important is that whole side of things to your musical enjoyment? Basically, I'll rephrase this. Can you like a band that dress badly?
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen a band that's dressed badly, actually. I really like I actually can't think of one right now. Can you think of one? That would be so mean, wouldn't it? To be like,
Should we move on?
yeah, no, I'm trying to think like, oh, that's gonna
I
annoy
don't
me
want to make
so
any more
much.
enemies, Amelia, because basically, pretty much every episode, I seem to throw the pigeon detectives under the bus, and I think let's not fire any more shots at anyone.
I think with the name, I think they're the best reference point for indie like sleaze. And I used them in a
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
sketch I
Yeah.
did recently where I was like, I've dressed in this certain way, these white boots on. And I made the person that I was doing the sketch with say that I looked like I was dressed like I was going to a pigeon detectives gig. And so many people commented and like resonated with that. So I
Felt
feel
seen.
like,
Yeah. 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 Don't mind it. You do a podcast about fashion and clothes. Tell me a bit about funny looks, please, Amelia.
basically, I was like, God, this is really frying my brain. And I bought this like pink suit. And then you realize everyone was wearing like brightly colored suits at one point. So there's all these like weird micro trends in
Right. In the
comedy,
comedy
right?
world. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So I just wanted to ask people about that. But sometimes I do solo episodes where I just like, talk about like OnlyFans or something. I don't know. But yeah, what is your vibe with clothes? What like you said that before you used to always like be a chameleon, right?
Of
What is your
course. Well, it was a skinny jeaned chameleon. Let's make no mistakes here. There was definitely like my sort of musical coming of age would have been like about mid '05, I guess. So I sort of discovered bands like the Libertines and stuff. And
mm-hmm.
I was probably living quite a vanilla sort of lifestyle, even fashion wise, just wearing like River Island and a bit of Stone Island, I guess. But I'd lived
Oh.
in like suburban London, but then rather than going into London with my mates, we'd go out to Watford.
Shut up.
Every Monday and Thursday, we'd go to Watford and try to snog girls that weren't interested in lanky ginger guys with the latest River Island on. And we'd listen to pretty bad. I mean, I was a big drum and bass guy in the early noughties, and then I started
Yes.
listening to a lot of really sort of chart pop stuff because that's the stuff that was playing in Watford. You know what I mean? So a lot
Yes.
of these house compilations, which we're going to go on to, were part of my language in like '03, '04. But there was always an undercurrent of like Oasis, which sort of never really left because I'm a white male and I'm straight, Amelia. So of course, Oasis. Oasis was in it. But yeah, that's the turning point really. I sort of found myself fashion wise and music wise in the mid noughties. Started like didn't cut my hair for like a year and like just wore the skinniest girls' jeans from Primark. I mean, it's a tale as old as time, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
You know, it's not a
Why?
unique story. Man discovers libertines, goes to Primark and buys girls' jeans. But yeah, it's
And then what's the pipeline? Like, what's the other side of that? Starts podcast, full stop. That's it.
no, I mean, that's about right. I mean, failed musician for a couple of years, '06, '07, and I was in a couple of bands that never really took Camden alight in the way I expected.
What was the band names?
Well, the first band was called the Bessenbees, which is named after a park in Ruislip called Bessenby Park. I wanted this to sound more like look and sound more like the Libertines, but it looked and sounded more like McFly. The problem was, well, one of the many problems was our lead singer was so handsome and had like the whole sort of McFly boy band spiky hair, as opposed to looking like he was in The View or the Pigeon Detectives. And that was like
Yeah.
that was the problem. He was so traditionally handsome that like there's no edge. There's no edge. Yeah, you know the story goes. Band falls apart, do nothing for 10 to 15 years, then start a bloody podcast, Amelia.
Yeah. What was your other band called?
Yeah, we were called Mr. Kite, named after a Beatles
Ooh.
song. We got good towards the end, but by that point, my mates had been coming to watch us in Camden every other Thursday for fucking 3 years or whatever. And it was like, Bill, honestly, mate, it's done. So an empty room of 5, over time became an empty room of 4,
Oh
3. I think
no.
we'll just call it. So yeah, it was good fun. I got to wear some fun outfits on stage and dressed and act like a bit of a dickhead and sort of stay, you know, in Arrested Development and stay a bit young for a bit. And
Did you
yeah,
have a military jacket?
I wanted one. Oh, I really wanted one.
Yeah,
I actually used to
same.
work. I used to work in Topshop in Harrow, and do you remember the military jacket that Pete wore at Hyde Park?
Is it red
Well,
red
not the red. It
one?
wore like a blue one. It was like one of
Mm.
Kate Moss's, but you could buy them in Topshop at the time. And I
Wow.
was stood next to it for 8 hours a day, you know, 3 times a week, going, "Oh my god, I really want to wear it, but imagine how much shit I'll get on the fucking tube wearing that thing." So, yeah, I had to sort of show a little bit of restraint. Little bit on the show.
Oh, I think they're going to come back. I
You
actually do
reckon?
think we're in this sort of, because has it been 20 years? Yeah, it
It
has.
very much has. Yeah.
So we're in that cycle at the moment, you know,
Well,
and
God
it's
help us all.
exciting. I was in a punk band actually when I was 21,
Yeah, tell me more about this.
and we were called Miscellaneous Meat.
Fucking yes. Yes. What was the vibe for miscellaneous meat, Amelia?
My God, it was like quite angry vibes. And
You don't seem like you could do angry to me. You're such a laugh and so warm. Like, I can't imagine you being sincere and angry.
well, I used to drink. I don't drink anymore. And basically, I'd written all these songs on acoustic guitar, and then me and the bassist went to this practice studio in Glasgow. It's like Carlton Studios. Shout out. And we just got drunk during the day, and then we just became like a punk band. And there was
Amazing.
like our EP was called Meet and Greet. In Scotland, greet means to cry.
Class.
And there were just the songs were like like now I look back and like our first single was called Come. and I genuinely I had like no shame at all singing about this. And it was just like it was like, don't ever try and say that I can't make myself come, self come. It was
Yes.
like a feminist anthem. And then it was like it was like I'd always go, every time that people give me pleasure, well, I just fucking hate it. And I'd shout, I fucking hate it. And we were drinking a lot, but yeah, oh, it was so freeing. And I think there's something so not needy about going up there and singing that kind of music. And then
Mm,
like on the flip side, when you do comedy, you're just like, please love me, you know. It just I
right.
think like, do you know what I mean? Whereas like in punk, you just go up and you're like, I like you could
Backs to the
literally
wall.
you could open the gig just by saying fuck you. Like, do you know what I mean? Like fuck off cunts, and then you start your set. But yeah, there was a lot of like fun songwriting, and we did fall apart. We did fall apart. I'm back doing punk music again though, but like in
Yes, I've seen
slightly
a bit of
more.
this on your socials. Tell me everything about this new punk situation we've got going on, Amelia.
God, well, do you know what? I just really missed it. Like I
Mm,
actually felt like so two things I was really missing was ecstasy and being in a punk band. Ecstasy, I still just have to let go and grieve, but I thought you can relapse on like being in a punk band. Like you don't have to call your
a
sponsor
healthy
about that.
relapse. Yes.
You don't have to call your sponsor about that one. And yeah, do you know what? I just really sorry. I feel like I've really like talked too much. I'm like really
It's
going
the
too deep
podcast,
on
Amelia.
stuff.
This is what you're on for, mate. Don't
No,
worry.
but
This is
I feel
great.
like I'm just talking too much. I think basically I've just I was on 50 milligrams of sertraline. I've gone up to 100, and it's like day 3, and I honestly feel so wavy and weird.
Let's ride this wave, Amelia. We'll do this together. I've got you, mate. I've got you. Well, maybe that's a good time to transition then. Why don't you tell us which album we are discussing today, Amelia Bayler?
It's a Ministry of Sound, the annual 15 years.
Hey, hey! Right. So normally, Amelia, I put hours and hours of work into listening to these albums. I haven't listened to this, but what I
What?
have done, I have watched the 10-minute teaser video on YouTube. And I normally do a really intricate scripted bit about it, but what I'm going to do instead is nick what they've written, and I'm going to read this instead.
I'm excited to hear this.
And I'm going to do it in like the DJ voice, if you don't mind.
Thank
Ministry of
you.
Sound proudly presents an album representing a landmark achievement. 15 years have passed since the first outing of The Annual, a seminal release that distilled the best of what Clubland had to offer and changed it forever. It allows clubbers to take the experience home for the first time and brought dance music to the mainstream with pioneering television campaigns. 15 years later, The Annual has gone from strength to celebrate the phenomenal success story that is Ministry of Sound and has marked the occasion with this unique special edition. The Annual 15 years takes the very best of the series history and packs the finest standout moments into 3 incredible CDs, completing the booklet describing the legacy since 1995. Only the best tracks get in. The first disc line features future releases from Alex Guardino and Freemasons, current chart smashes from Example and Dizzy Rascal, and huge tunes from Calvin Harris, Kid Cudi, Fedde Le Grand, and Eric Prydz. The annual 15 Years is the definitive album of an incredible series.
That was like, have you ever done
Oh,
voiceover work?
I've worked up a sweat there, Amelia. That was a fucking hell. That took a lot out of me. Wow.
Have you done voiceover work?
I've worked in proactive sales for 15 years, if that's the same sort of thing.
Oh,
But,
it is the same voice, isn't it? You could be the same voice selling, like, for example, Windows as doing, like, yeah, like being a radio presenter. It's the same voice. It's the same way as like rave MCs have the same voice as people on the waltzers.
well, I did think that as I started doing that. Am I doing like 80s smashy and nicey sort of like Radio 1? Or have I turned into MC Grinder? I couldn't quite work it out as I went along, but I wrote it. I just
I think there's like only a limited amount of like tones of voice, isn't there? So like I feel like like the rave MC, like Old MacDonald had an E-I-E-I-E. That was actually on like a live.
You really miss ecstasy, don't you? You really miss ecstasy. All right, then, Amelia. So let's get into it. This album came out in 2010. What was going on in Amelia Bayler's life in 2010?
So it came out in 2010, but I think I only bought it maybe 2012.
Okay.
Plus.
So how come you went back that way?
I think I was really into clubbing, and I was just obsessed with like finding like old music. I mean, it wasn't that old, but do you know what I mean? I was obsessed with like going back. And the Ministry of Sound compilation is something that my mum's younger boyfriend got me into, as like maybe that was in 2010. So he would come and stay, and he would bring Ministry of Sound the annual like 2006, 2007, 2008. And that was like the most fun era of dance music, you know, like popular dance music. The videos were always fabulous. Yes, they were objectifying women, but they just looked fab. Like, you know, all the videos of like
I guess Eric Prydz comes to mind. That's been 04.
That's, do you know what's so weird? Yeah. But that was the first one, I think. And then there was like Let Me Think About It. That song, Let Me Think About It. And that was all the gals with like horns and little outfits. So yeah, I love that era of music. So I got that from the annuals, I think 2006, 2007, 2008. I'd also do Ministry of Sound dance workout DVDs before school. Because that was the size 0 era, right? So you do that and eat a Weight Watchers yogurt and then like go to school and then think, if you do that, maybe somebody will love me. Like that kind of really healthy thinking.
Yeah, really
so
healthy
I have a real like emotional connection to like the Ministry of Sound brand because of that. Because like actually when I was doing these dance workout DVDs, I think I actually felt really good because it was kind of like clubbing.
Right. Okay.
7 in the morning, but like doing all these dance moves, and then there was like a catchphrase: "If in doubt, strut it out." So that you can have that. That's a good affirmation. So then, yeah, I think I was in this phase of really like not crate digging in the traditional sense, but just trying to find more music. And so I got this one, and it is like the old. See if you were just like, right, tell me about like dance music in the 2000s. I feel like it really does like encapsulate like all of that, because it goes from like popular dance to electro to funky house, which I fucking love. Like funky house music, give me a sample, give me an iconic vocal,
give me a chopped up vocal. Yeah, absolutely.
Just give me that repeated chopped up. I love it so much. And then it has like trance music and then classic house. So I just feel like it is like and all of it is a fun vibe. So I think like sometimes, I don't know if you get depressed, but I get quite depressed, and I feel like I'm just always trying to trick myself I'm not depressed.
Right. Okay. So apart from I'm interested in this. How do you trick yourself out of depression? Is Ministry of Sound the only way, or
that? And I'm just like, because like the first track on the album is like Example, kick starts. You can't be depressed when you hear that intro.
Be depressed when you've got your hands in the air for
You can't be depressed when you hear that. And then when he goes, "You want me to come over? I've got an excuse." Like that. That album is the Wonderwall of my generation.
That like, is this. That we're clipping that bit up. That is the moment.
I will play it at work sometimes, and it just makes me realize how many like millennials I actually work with, and everyone stops what they're doing and goes, "Fuck me, this is a banger." And I have the same warm feeling that like a DJ would have when they choose the
Yeah,
perfect song for the perfect
yeah.
moment. Except I'm choosing the perfect song for us closing down the restaurant. I've chosen the track. It's united the dance floor. The dance floor is not a dance floor. It's just a wet floor that's being mopped. But yeah, and I
But
was
you've
thinking that
made
the other
three
day.
colleagues light up with joy.
That honestly, that is like micro dosing the feeling of DJing. And I feel that see if anyone from my work watches this, I'm like, Amelia, shut the fuck up. It's so insufferable. Yeah, well, I had that moment as well, put on Crispy Bacon by Laurent Garnier, which is like an incredible record. And I feel like I was like, I love my colleagues because every single person was like, oh my God, I love this song. And I was like, yes, we're all millennials that used to go out a lot.
So tell me a bit about that then. Tell me about your clubbing years, Amelia. Was you in 2012, was house music the thing for you?
Oh, yeah, I think so. It was like the tail end of electro was in Glasgow during that time, and then I feel like that took a little dip. And I think we're still in this now, but like house and techno was just so like that was the thing, you know.
I'm guessing
Um,
dubstep as well, though, right? Been about that era.
I think
My numbers
dubstep
not?
was just before.
Yeah.
I think I missed the whole dubstep thing, but it was people like labels like Hessel Audio and stuff. I feel like there was that kind of the stuff that was inspired by that, but was a little
Mm.
bit more housey, like Joy Orbison and stuff.
Yeah, love it. Yeah.
So I think Glasgow is such like a raving city. Do you know what I mean? It's just like dance music is actually at its heart.
So tell
Um,
me more. What's the spots then? Where's a good night out in Glasgow nowadays?
well, sub clubs like the iconic one, and then the Arches. I actually used to work at the Arches behind the
Awesome.
bar. God, it was it was
Tense, I'm
crazy.
guessing.
Actually, it, it was
Okay, now
crazy.
we're getting somewhere. Tell me about some of the mad shit you've seen at the Arches, please, Amelia.
Well, it stopped me from taking drugs for ages because I was like, oh no, that's what I look like. Obviously, I'm like clean and sober now, but yeah, I think basically what I'd do is I'd say to the bar manager, do you mind if I just go out onto the dance floor and pick up rubbish? But then I would just like have a bin bag, but like wave it in the air and like watch like MK or
I've
whatever.
always thought that seemed like the hardest job in the world. I remember being like the first time I went raving, I was like 17. My brother took me to Fabric for a drum and bass night.
Oh,
And I
that's so
couldn't believe,
fun.
oh, it was mad. And I can't believe there was like a geezer picking up bottles amongst all this madness. Like I was thinking, like, that has got to be the hardest job in the world. Like,
Yeah, but see, deep down, like that is the most fun job. I think basically all I remember is I learned to lip read people asking for a bottle of water. But I would could lip read people asking for a bottle of water, but like with a gun. Like I just knew what that looked like. Like I could just like bottle of water, like Scottish accent, bottle of water, like gurning, and I just knew, and I felt like I
the
learned to
rhythm
lip
to the
read.
jawline. Yeah.
Yeah, or like people, but can I get 10 Smirnoff ices? Like that's my main memory. 10 Smirnoff ices. Like anyway, that was it. It was great though. It was great. And
Yeah. How character building an experience was that, do you reckon, working somewhere so intense?
well, after that, I worked at a club called SWG3, and I feel like I don't know. I feel like it just made me like love the music like even more because
Right.
you would just like listen. It would like help you get through a shift. Do you know what I
I can
mean?
imagine it going the other way as well. So it's really interesting to hear that, I think. If you're working and
hmm
seeing everyone else have a lovely time getting off their tits and listening to repetitive beats, it could easily turn you the
hmm
other way, couldn't it?
I
So
think
I'm
you
glad to hear it wasn't
experience.
the case.
Yeah, I mean, I would go home and just eat like the craziest snacks with my boyfriend at the time. Like we'd go to the shop. I feel like this was just showed how we would eat like a digestive. Why am I telling you this? We'd eat digestive biscuits with cheese spread on. What the fuck? That's the
Ooh.
only thing that could get us to sleep. That was the downer. The shift was the upper, and the digestive with cream cheese, like Primula cheese spread. Oh, that was what got us to sleep, the carbs and cheese.
You're a
Um,
passionate snack consumer, though, aren't you? You're talk a lot
yeah.
about snacks and food, and I love this. So,
What's your favorite snack of all time?
well, I know what one I eat the most of, and that
Okay.
is hummus and crackers.
Oh, very classy.
Do you
Really?
reckon? Do you reckon? I
Yeah.
do. This is a fairly relatively new thing, but I basically eat about a packet of hummus every day, basically.
And do you ever try, because there's that new hummus that people are obsessed with? Do you know it's like the really colorful packaging?
I think
Have
I know
you
the one you
seen this?
mean. It's got like, yeah, it's quite a big tub, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I'm banging into that. There's a jalapeno flavor one that is
yeah.
about 50% of my diet currently, Amelia.
I went through a phase like that. Are you okay?
Well, I'll be honest with you, it does create problems. You know what I mean? Hummus does, it makes a man fart, Amelia, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
farting a
just
bit
let
more
it
than I'd like
out.
to be. Yeah. Don't think we're going on this today. Anyway, when you put this album on now, what emotions do you feel, Amelia?
I just feel like pure joy. When I listen to any sort of like Ministry of Sound compilation, I feel
Mm.
pure joy, escapism, and I feel quite motivated. Like it makes me feel like, hey, put on a washing. How my life has changed. I'm listening to a dance compilation. I'm doing admin, but I'm doing life admin. I'm doing my expenses. Like fuck yeah. I'm sending emails. No, I just feel pure joy. I actually wrote down some of my favorite tracks on there.
Throw them at me.
Do
Let's do this.
you know? I feel like this is like I feel like my desert island disc at present would be like a Freedom by George Michael, definitely. That's like,
Obsessed. Yeah.
and then this is the only other one that I've confirmed is Boogie Tonight by Booty Love, the Seamus Haji
Yeah.
mix.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. From a rock out tonight, I
Tonight I
found a
found a
place.
place
I mean, it
where
is.
we can boogie.
Yeah.
Like I was DJing at this night and I was so gutted. It was this like queer club night in the south side of Glasgow and it was like noughties themed. And I was like, I had my USB and I
My
was like,
life has been naughty's themed, you monsters.
yeah, that is my fucking life. But yeah, I had my USB and the DJ before me played that track and I was like, we are on the same wavelength. And then it's like, you know, you just when you think of that track, you think of like Put Your Hands Up for Detroit, Freddie LeGrand. You know what I
Yes,
mean? Like
yes,
you just
yes.
go off on
Cut
one.
from the same cloth, aren't they? Absolutely.
Such it's just such good music to me. I Want Your Soul, Armin van Helden. Like I if I ever like DJ, I just play like I feel like that's just perfect. I think all these songs also are like I think practically the same BPMs. They all
Oh,
mix
they're
into
exactly the
each
same song. Yeah, it's an effortless mix for the DJs that evening. Absolutely. But there is one exception. One of the songs that came up on this, which I think does feel a bit incongruous. Is that the right word? But yeah, is There's a Fake Blood song, which I
Oh, I
think
think I
definitely
like
fits in.
it.
Exactly. I think that really fits into that whole sort of electro clash thing you were talking about. It's like a bit later than that, I guess. But I always think of
Yeah.
that as being a bit indie leaning and like Justice adjacent. And it feels really
Yeah.
different to all the other songs you've just listed then.
I'm trying to think if there was another one on there that was in that style. No, I don't know. The other one I like is Meet Her at the Love Parade, Dahoo, like the
I've heard of that
trancey
one.
tune.
Yes. Oh, yes. Absolute banger.
And then Loneliness by Tom Crafts on there as well. So I love that
That's
it
a
has
good
the
one.
kind of trancey stuff. And then actually there's this Ministry of Sound compilation called Ministry of Sound, the annual trance, which is I would recommend as well. And I actually used to always listen to that on the mega bus to Edinburgh for gigs, right? And for some reason now I can actually fall asleep whilst listening to it because I've listened to it so
Wow.
many times whilst having a nap on the bus that now I've hypnotized myself. So I'll literally be listening to Zombie Nation and I'm just like gone. Do you know what I mean? It's like da 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 da, and I'm like peacefully asleep on the mega bus.
Well,
Crazy.
you've answered a question I was going to ask, but let's see. I was going to ask what would be the perfect setting to listen to this album in?
The mega
Is
bus.
it the Megabus? Because it wasn't the answer I was expecting. I'll be honest with you. I figured, three porn star martinis down with the girlies at all bar one. But I mean, have I got this
There's,
all wrong, Amelia?
there's something about there is something about this is specifically trance music, but there's something about being on the mega bus with the blue lighting and then you're driving past like industrial parks
Yeah.
that sort of works. Like
Yeah, it's got to be late at night though, right?
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say that
yeah, yeah.
it can't be sunlight, but for the album for the annual 15 years, oh, what is the perfect saying? I just want to be in a club and for this to just be playing. So that's
Sure.
the club night.
You can
I want
save you can save the club a fortune. Don't book a DJ tonight, lads. Just put this on. We got this.
I need to like have an event where I'm just like, guys, do you want to come? It's my birthday. I've booked out a bar. No one's DJing. We're just playing the annual 15 years. Start. It's actually a listening party. Yeah, it's actually a
There
listening
you
party.
go. There you go. There you
Oh,
go.
that's like, and maybe some workout DVD visuals.
Mm.
Still got the DVD somewhere. Can
Well,
relive
it could be a
my
night out
my
in three parts,
teenage.
right? You could start off with the workout side of it for disc one,
Yeah.
brunch for disc two, rave at disc three. I'm
It's
thinking
like,
out loud
guys,
here.
to any other millennial girlies want to relive their naughty's eating disorder, come to my club night.
So well, good. God.
God. Yeah,
Um,
so that would
wh-
be the dream location. I think there needs to be, you were right about the cocktails. There needs to be some kind of naughties glamour. Yeah, that's it. We need cocktails. I'll have mocktails. But yeah.
sure. As long as there's sugar, we're going to be just fine. Would you like a question from a listener?
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm scared
Yeah,
though.
a listener's asked,
Oh
why did
God.
you have to down a bubble tea in the National Portrait Gallery? That
That's
listener is Amy
Amy.
Matthews. Yeah, that's Amy Matthews, friend of the show, former guest. Why did you have to down a bubble tea in the National Portrait Gallery, Amelia Bayler?
Me and Amy, she's a dear friend. We speak about everything, which is great. Like we have a laugh, but we actually have really deep chats, and we talk about like doing stuff as well that isn't stand up. Like we really support each other to like be like explore this creative thing. Like let's do it. But yeah, we went to the portrait gallery and they wouldn't let me have a bubble tea that I had in the portrait gallery. So I had to down a bubble tea, which that's not the usual way that you drink it. Do you know what I mean? It's not a pint. You're sucking in bits of tapioca. And Amy says she remembers they let me sit down. So I was struggling. But I
How long
didn't
did
want
it
to
take,
bin it.
Amelia? How long did it take?
I want to say like 7 minutes. Like it's too long.
Are you
It's
big
not
on the
the
bubble tea
healthy.
scene? I've got to tell you, I've had one once and I realized pretty quickly this shit is not for me at all.
Yeah, it's like the aesthetic, isn't it?
Sure.
It's like the Stone Island of the drinks world. Do you know what I mean? It's like about the
Uh,
statement, isn't
yeah,
it?
now you're talking my language. That makes total sense. Yeah, that's great.
I thought that would like break it down for
Yeah,
you.
exactly. Fine, thank you. This is really helpful. Really helpful. Have you ever been to a ministry club night, Amelia?
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, I have such a horrendous story that's like so sad.
Yes, let's do this.
No,
Okay.
no, this I've actually never shared this before because I find it so fucking humiliating.
We're going to expel some demons today, Amelia. We're going to work through this together.
Oh, so probably 10 years ago plus, I went to see Masters at Work at Ministry of Sound, New York House legends. I think they're New York House. I hope I've got that right. But anyway, they were playing and I think I'd been listening to like Defected Records had released like a compilation of their best edits and I was like really into it. So I was like, wow, okay, let's go. I go with my friend and we get a little bit fucked up. And I realized maybe like half an hour before the end that I had just been like in a different room watching like the, the DJ called like Sonny Fodera who plays like
I
every
have made this
weekend.
mistake before. Yeah, I have. I've been here. Yes, go on. Yes.
And then we go into the main room and a song called Plastic Dreams by JD is playing, which is such a good song. But I was like so gutted. I was like so gutted. Like I was just like, what the fuck? But as a consequence, me and my stepsister went to, do you know AWOL nights? I think you'd know this because you like drum and bass. A
Mm.
Way of Life. It's like a drum and bass jungle garage night. And I think they maybe had like raves back in the day. I don't know if they were always at Ministry of Sound, but I was at the gym in Streatham and I saw a poster for AWOL, A Way of Life, Jungle, drum and bass garage night, Ministry of Sound. And I said to my sister, I was like, I'm getting us tickets. We're going to this. And you best believe I was like sober, walking around every corner of the club, like, right, where's room one? I was like, where is room two? I was like, who's in this room? But like Genuinely.
Spreadsheets out. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, honestly. And then I think the people I was with were just like, right, can we just relax? I was like, no, I need to see. But I did find each room, I think. But yeah, oh my God, it was so fun. It was like rave MCs, like jungle MCs, like, but it was funny because I think the people that were there had like been part of that scene for so long, and like there was a community feel. It was really nice. But I was just like there trying to find all the rooms. I was like, is there a room? Is there another room in there? Am I missing a room here? Like, am I have
I
I
will start enjoying myself, but not yet. I have more geography to do first.
Oh, it was so fun though. And there was this one DJ in one of the rooms that was playing a bit more housey stuff. And he just looked like, you know, when you see like an iconic resident DJ and there's such a safe pair of hands. They are playing banger after banger. They are expressionless. They don't lap up the attention. They are so confident and self-assured that they hardly have to look up at the crowd to see the crowd's reaction. They might do a little finger point. They might turn their back and take a sip of a drink and do a little shoulder shuffle, but it was like proper, like just composed vibes. I don't know who this DJ
How does
was.
this compare to your DJ style then, Amelia?
Oh, well, the other night I was a bit tired and I was sort of like I think maybe I didn't do much until Put Your Hands Up from Detroit, and then I put my hands up. Do you know what I mean? Keep them don't
Be a
be
bit
so
mysterious. Yeah.
yeah, keep it mysterious. But yeah, normally just dancing, singing along, can't help singing along, doing a little
Yeah.
dance, shaking my boobs. So if I've got doing like bad mixing, then I'll just try and like distract them with my boobs. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, wear
Classic.
a cleavage,
Yeah.
top with cleavage. If there's any bad mixing, shake the boobs, jump around, maybe a boob will fall out, and then people will not remember that you've like fucked.
I've said it once. I've said it 1,000 times, Amelia. Thank God for boobs, honestly.
Honestly, should be the thing that people take from this. Like, thank God for
Thank
boobs.
God
Like,
for
thank
boobs.
you, boobs. So yeah, I do you know the original Ministry of Sound compilations. I don't know if you know this, but like the annual like 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, were like mixed by like I think Boy George, Judge
Oh, right.
Jules.
I Judge Jules I knew. Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah,
What's
so
Boy George there? That's pretty mad. Yeah.
yeah, Boy George mixed a few of them, and if you go back and listen to them, it's like really fun, like housey goodness, like the original annuals. I also bought them off Amazon like when I was like 20, and just like yeah, listen to them on repeat. And then I became obsessed. So there's this like market in Glasgow called the Barrows Market, and you can get loads of like secondhand dance compilations from there. And there's this label in Glasgow, no, sorry, in Scotland called Club Scene Records, and I picked up a bunch of like old compilations for them, which is like happy hardcore. So I just became really fucking obsessed with compilations, like, and it's just got like more and more intense. Another compilation I'd recommend is Horny Ibiza Anthem.
Well, if ever there's a brand fit for Amelia,
But like
they've distilled you into 3 words, Amelia. So what's so good about Horny IB for anthems, Amelia? That's a sentence I've never said before, but yeah, go on.
well, it does have obviously Horny by Moose T, I think. I think it's on there.
I'd be worried if not. Yeah.
But it's got some really fun, like understated house music on there. Do you know what I mean? Like I think that what I want to say is the art of the dance compilation. It's not really as big a thing now. Obviously, people use the Spotify algorithm. I do that myself sometimes, but there's something great about getting a compilation. It's compiled by a DJ, a label, whatever. And you listen to that compilation, you might find one song that is like your new favorite song. And that's something that's very beautiful about them. And there's a lost art of the compilation. When I worked from home in a pensions job, I had this thing where I would get loads of CDs and I would just import them while I was on like work calls. And then I would like, and I did so much like finding of like new music, and then I'd like get it on my like iPhone, go on walks and find the tracks. And it was like that was the most like that was like the best time for like finding new music. Amazing. And at the Barrows Market one time there was this guy and he had these like big CD wallets of like a DJ that this was when CDs actually were with CDs, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, right.
honestly, like I think 3 or 4 massive CD wallets, and this whoever's this belonged to, they love like house music, trance, rave, like they're very specific, like extended trancey edits. And I did spend ages like importing all of these CD singles, and like I found some fucking bangers, but I've had to take a break because I think after lockdown I was like I need to leave the house. I can't be importing CDs. Like I
Yeah, it's
can't.
not really in the spirit of ministry to sort of not go out. You know what I mean?
But yeah, what's your thoughts on? Because do you ever listen to like compilations, like even like rock or indie ones?
No, I was thinking about this. I think the last sort of compilation I listened to would have been the same year. I know it was earlier than that, but 2010, I think, was the last one I brought a compilation album. It was an Enemy compilation. And it was mostly
Mm.
full of new bands of that era. And there was some really, really great stuff on it. And I must still have it on here, actually. Let's have a look. I reckon I've still got it on here.
Was it like one that came free with Enemy magazine?
No, it wasn't.
No.
Oh, here we go. Enemy Radar compilation 2010. There you go. I've still got it
Oh,
on here. So let's
2010.
have a look. We've got the drums. We've got Everything, Foster the People, Summer Camp, Best Coast, great band, Frankie and the Heartstrings, Sleigh Bells, The Joy Formidable, Colts, Darwin D's, Chapel Club, War Paint, Washed Out. There's some great stuff on it. There really is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you remember where you bought it?
It was something called iTunes.
Yeah. See, I used
This
to
this
buy
is
a lot
actually
of
a
stuff on
really
iTunes.
interesting cultural moment for me, right? So basically, I never had any money. I grew up in a working class house. I was earning less than £1,000 a month and paying rent, and I wasn't living at home as like a young adult. And then in
Oh shit.
2010, it was pretty. I had no money at all. And in 2010, I got a new job, and I'm not
Oh.
exaggerating, Amelia, when I say I tripled my wages. So
Woo!
suddenly went from zero to having all this disposable income, and I found it so empowering just to go on iTunes and spend 10 quid on an album, 10 quid on an album, 99p on a single. Fucking let's do it. And like even looking at that, I find that really triggering. Like, oh man, I'm back in Harrow in that flat and I've got money to spend on an album. It's like, it's nice. You know what I mean?
That is nice. Do you remember
I've
other albums you bought in that time?
There was definitely some club compilation albums that I would have brought. I'm trying to think of some specifics now. I can see the cover. The Pure Garage albums, I guess, that comes to mind. I
Oh
remember we've not
shit,
even touched on Pure
yeah.
Garage yet, Amelia.
We
There
have
was
not touched on that, no.
there was one that's I think it's called Pure Garage Classics. And the last 3 songs on disc 3 were just phenomenal. They were really like different to the rest of them, like the opposite of the sort of music we're talking about, the whole sort of clubby, going outy, hands in the air. There were really these 3 really melancholy sort of garage songs. One of them was an MJ Cole remix.
Is it
And
sincere?
no, it wasn't sincere. It was a remix
Oh.
of a different song.
Sorry, I'm
Don't get me
just
wrong.
like sick, but that one is quite well.
It is quite melancholy. That is, yeah.
I feel like that song is weird because it's joyful and uplifting, but sometimes I listen to it
Yeah.
and I do feel a bit.
There's like twinge of sadness to it,
I
isn't
don't
there?
know why is it
Yeah.
sad? Is it saying please be sincere, like just love me for who I am and just don't front anymore? Just
Oh,
tell me how you fucking feel. Oh,
yes. Oh
crying,
my God.
I'm crying.
God, Amelia, we have covered some ground today. We have run the gamut of emotions. And then, yeah, another last song on that was Roy Davis Jr., Gabrielle. You know that one?
Oh
So
yes.
good.
Da,
So
da, da,
good.
da, da, da.
Du-
I
du- du-
always
du-
would play those
du.
two like one after the other when I've like DJ in bars and stuff. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they just kind of go so well together.
Yeah. And there's like a bit of sadness in that song until you get to the sort of trumpet part, isn't there? It does feel a little
Yeah.
bit
It
sad,
is
I think.
more melancholy. I feel like I love how, yeah, there's all these sort of, there's like, you can listen to like Speed Garage or, do you know, like this club in Sheffield? I obviously haven't been because it was before my time, but it was called Niche. It's
No.
closed down. But like it was like this Speed Garage baseline hub, right?
Mm.
And if you go on YouTube and type in Niche, it will just come up with all the songs that used to play there. And there's like high energy. And then you
Mm.
can just like chill and listen to like Sincere and have a little cry. So the garage compilations, I'm trying to think. I feel like you can never have too many garage compilations. You know what I mean? It's like addicted to garage. I remember one I got, it was 101% live garage anthems, and it had a second disc that had like a live garage MC on it. Like, do you know what I mean? And like this, that I listened to like on repeat. and listen to the one with the MC on, just like walking around. There's nothing better than just walking around doing your day-to-day life, but like you've got like a garage MC. Shout out to Marissa, or whatever, I don't know. Marissa's a weird name. Why did I say that? But you know what I mean? It's like shout out.
Well, to be fair, quite a few syllables on that. That rolls off the tongue of a garage MC quite well, I
Yeah.
think. Marissa.
Marissa. But yeah. Oh my God, I actually had a compilation called Addicted to Baseline.
I think I remember that. And didn't it start with Totally Addicted to Bass?
Yeah, yeah.
I remember that one. I remember that. I'm triggering some memories here today, Amelia. Yeah.
Do you know, I think like there's something fun about a compilation series. So there's one, my uncle gave me all his old dance CDs. He's very much into trance music. And his ones he gave me was Deeper Euphoria. And then like the next one would be like even deeper euphoria.
That's
Then the
great.
next one would be like deep as
Deep.
fuck euphoria. Then it would be like chilled euphoria. Like, and then I was just obsessed with all of these compilations.
How many more levels of euphoria are
Fucked
there?
up euphoria. Like, but you just, I think I saw something on TikTok about it. Some people saying, "Do you remember these compilations?" But yeah,
That's so funny.
I
But what I
don't
often
know.
found with these compilations, like me and my mates, we'd find 2 or 3 songs we liked and not dig much further. Was you quite guilty of that?
I think, yeah, you make the choice, don't you, whether to
Yeah,
like, so you can buy like the Funky House Classics compilation, but you like make a choice whether you go any deeper,
that's
you
right.
know, whether you do choose to like move further than music sounds better with you. You know, like, are you going to go deeper than that? Sorry, I feel like I've been like, I actually think, sorry, I just dropped my lighter on the ground. I just get really manic talking about dance compilations. Like
I
I
love it,
actually,
Amelia. Honestly, this is like not supposed to be too earnest to chat. This is fun. There's no formula for this. We're
I
running on
just
tangents. We're doing great.
no, but I just feel like I think I think it's like it's my special interest.
It's great. I'm honoured to have given you a platform for it. So, seeing as it is your special interest, then, is there a place for the compilation album in 2025?
Oh my God. Ah,
The
I actually
cultural relevance of a compilation
is
in
it
modern
still
Britain.
relevant? Oh God. Do you know what? I feel like people are just do you know what? Here's my hot take. Okay,
Here we
here's
go.
my hot take.
Here we go.
It's more personalized now. So we will share music with our friends, we'll share playlists. You know, it's maybe a bit more like zoomed in,
Mm.
personal. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like,
No, there is something in that. Yeah.
yeah, but I don't know. I'm trying to think if I've even seen any compilations. I will still continue to consume compilations from 1998 because that distracts me from reality. But I don't know if everyone else is the same. What do you think?
We all need to escape from time to time, don't we, Amelia?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that, mate. Fucking hell.
Sorry, I'm coughing. Fucking
Have a
hell.
cough. Go on. What do you think makes Ministry stand out to their contemporaries?
I mean, some people do say, you
The
know,
door's just gone. 2 seconds, Amelia. Hold on.
that's okay. Oh,
Hello, Amelia.
oh my God, you have a dog.
Yeah, I've got a dog. This is Womble. Say hello, Womble. Yeah. Nice, isn't she?
God, what
Yeah.
breed is she?
She's a Shih Tzu. She's an old Shih Tzu, but she's a good Shih Tzu.
Oh, she's so good.
Oh, she is nice. I know. I'm lucky. What were we talking about, Amelia?
You said, what is the difference between Ministry of Sound compilations and their
Yes. What makes
contemporaries?
them stand out to their contemporaries? Yeah.
I think you have to address that Ministry of Sound does relate to a capitalist society, right? So if you want to get to the heart of like dance music, then go to your local club, listen to your local DJ's show mixes and stuff, right? But I think it's a good like starting point if you're just trying to like get into dance music. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's why it's important to me. But I think these days I would be more inclined to go to a small club and
But it's a
see.
good entry point to the world. Is
Yeah.
that what we're saying, Amelia?
Yeah. I think I remember getting the Clubber's Guide to Electro. There was no club near where I lived as a teenager. There was no fucking club.
Right.
I would do
Where
my
was
maths
this? Let's get
homework.
specific here.
Creef. Creef.
That sounds made up. Where the fuck is
Yeah,
Crete?
it sounds like queef and
Sounds...
heartbreaking to live there. But the good thing about like being bored is you do get creative, I guess. But
Mm.
I would be listening to this Clubber's Guide to Electro compilation whilst doing like my maths homework because I was like scared of failing my exams. So I was like hyper focused on that. But yeah, and then actually hearing those songs in clubs when like moving to Glasgow was like fucking amazing. But yeah, it's like wow.
But when was that? When did you move to Glasgow then?
When I was 18, which
Okay,
was
that feels like a moment.
1 year ago.
Yes, yeah, of course. Yes, me too, Amelia. Yeah.
I'm 19 years old.
Yes,
That is
you
my
are. Yes, absolutely.
showbiz
Yes, me
age.
too, Amelia. And
Any
Womble's only
agents,
two. Yes.
any agents, anybody, any casting people. My showbiz age is 20, but I can play 30. But that you have to wear prosthetics.
I
You
think this
have
is a
to.
good segue to my next question. Have you ever cried listening to this album, Amelia?
Oh no, I can't think of when the last time I cried listening to music was. It's probably the antidepressants. Let's be
They're really blocking an awful lot from coming out. Is that what we're saying?
What do you cry when you listen to music?
I cry all the fucking time when I listen to
Okay,
music,
love that
particularly
for
at gigs and
you.
stuff. At Glastonbury, at festivals particularly, fucking
Yeah,
nudging each other every half an hour. Fucking Bill's at it again. Look at this. Fucking hell. I get so emotional with it. I really do. Yeah.
I think the last time I cried, there's been a couple of times I went through a breakup and I was sitting at an airport and I could hear Dakota by Stereophonics playing in a booth.
Yeah, class. You can't choose your emotions, Amelia. Sometimes your emotions choose you, right?
But I
That's
think
good stuff.
I cry at films a lot. Like if there's a
Okay.
song in a film,
Okay.
then I will cry. Do you know what I mean? At the end
Yeah,
of a film, the song's playing, I'll be in like floods of tears.
I get that. I mean, it's pretty hard to
Mm.
feel overwhelmed by emotion for put your hands up to Detroit, I guess, isn't it? Yeah. I hear it. Silly question. Not my best question, that one. Well, look,
Love
Amelia, I think
that.
we're pretty much wrapping up
Oh
here. Is there
shit! Oh my
anything?
god! No, honestly, I do feel weird because I think because I up my medication, my concept of time is like really warped. It's kind of funny though. I'm like,
I
oh
was going to say,
shit.
we're not in a rush of mine. Is there anything about the album we've not covered yet that you'd like to mention or discuss? Any moments, any memories?
Hmm. Oh, I think maybe just it's got the song Romeo by Basement Jacks on there,
What a banger.
and just want to shout out like their whole discography because it's just incredible. And like even if you just listen to their singles album, it's banger after banger after banger, like genuinely. So it's great. I love that Romeo's on there. It's just they're just so good. Yeah.
Well, you've sort of done it a little bit there, but what would your 60-second elevator pitch be for this album? You've got to try and convince someone that these 3 discs are worth their time. Amelia, how do we do it?
I can't do it. That you when you did that bit, you did it so well.
Yeah, okay, we'll just use
Okay,
that.
wait,
Yeah, we'll
I'm
just
gonna
use
do it.
that.
Wait, I'm gonna do it. Okay, this is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it like it's an advert for the dance music compilations that I used to watch in on TV. Okay. Start your weekend with the annual 15 years Ministry of Sound compilation. On the way to the club, when you're getting ready with your friends, stick this on and be transported through years of iconic dance classics. Boom.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm after, Amelia. Get me to HMV immediately.
Do you remember the adverts for like trance anthems and it would just be Insomnia by Faithless playing and it would be like a recording of like a motorway like sped up and then reversed and
Or the
stuff?
other way, it'd be like some stock image of like women in Ibiza walking past with like, very small bikinis on. Yeah.
I miss adverts for dance CDs.
Compilation albums. Well, look, this has been absolutely class. I've had a lovely time chatting with
Thank
you, getting a
you.
measure of the woman. And I've thought maybe I found a newfound love for compilation albums. I really think I have. But what we do, I always do a little sort of fun game / quiz at the end.
Oh God.
This one is not going to be easy. This game,
Oh,
if I can find all my bits.
I'm scared. I'm
I'll put it
actually
on here.
scared.
Yeah, be a bit scared, I think. This is called Ministry or Mini Tree.
Oh my God. Okay, here we go.
Right?
Here we go.
I'm going to list 5 DJs and 5 trees. You've got to tell me which one is the DJ and which one is the tree. Is it Ministry or Mini Tree? I will preface all of these will start with DJ, something or other, okay? So
This is genius.
you reckon? I don't know if it fucking is, mate, but let's go. Ministry or Mini Tree? So, number 1, DJ Monkey Puzzle. Ministry
Tree.
or Mini Tree? There you go. That
Mini
was the easy
tree.
one. I think, yeah, that one was the walk-in. That was the easy one. That one I did know. Okay, number 2, Ministry or Mini Tree? DJ Dragon's Blood. Is it Ministry?
Mini tree. Mini tree.
Correct. It's another Mini Tree. Well
Yes!
done. Well done.
Come on!
Come on, gal. Number 3, DJ Rainbow Eucalyptus. Is it a Ministry or is it a Mini Tree?
Mini tree.
Mini Tree. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, 3 for 3 so far. You're looking good. At 4, DJ American Hop. DJ American Hop Horn Beam. Is it a Ministry or a Mini Tree?
Mini tree.
No, it's Ministry. That's a real DJ. Its
What?
fruit resembles the hops that used to make. Oh no, that one is a tree. Oh yeah, by mistake. Its fruit resembles the hops used to make beer, and its wood is so hard it earned the name Ironwood.
Wow.
It's a mini
Learning,
tree.
learning so much.
Yeah. Let's do another one. Is it 5? I think it's 5. DJ Devil's Walking Stick. Is it a Ministry or is it a Mini Tree?
Mini tree.
Yeah. It's a Mini Tree, also known as the Hercules Club. This tree has long, sharp pickles on its stern. Or prickles, that makes more sense. Prickles. Let's do another one. DJ Efferwood.
Mini tree.
No, Ministry. DJ Efferwood is a drum and bass producer whose music has a melodic, often organic feel.
Oh, my drum and bass knowledge is not good. But
Damn.
you know LTJ Bookham?
I do.
I went to see him in Margate. It was like I went by myself to Margate.
And LTG Bookham, is he a tree?
I
or
need
is he
you, I want you. That's
All right, got 2 more to go. You still with me, Amelia?
okay, yeah.
Let's do it. DJ Deep Forest.
Oh my God, that does sound like a DJ. I'm gonna say Mini Tree.
No, it's a real one. You're right. French musical group known for their ethnic electronica style, often featuring world music samples and natural sounds.
Oh, I haven't listened to them.
No, nor I. Oh, there are 2 more. We've got DJ Forest Drive West.
Mini Tree?
No, it's an atmospheric jungle / techno producer. 1 more. DJ Forest Swords. Ministry. Or Mini Tree.
Ministry.
Yeah, they're a DJ, an artist known for atmospheric and often moody soundscapes. I'll be honest, right? As soon as I thought of the pun, I thought, how the fuck am I going to do this? And I just put in ChatGPT, name 5 DJs that sound like trees.
Oh, that's very smart.
Well,
that's a very good use of ChatGPT.
And ChatGPT, if you're listening, we really like you and like all AI. Thank you.
Thank you for AI. Thank you.
Amelia, this has been a whirlwind. This has been a right laugh. And I can't wait to go dancing and clubbing with the girlies. I love it. I'm buzzing.
Yeah,
for
you
it.
can come to my event, Ministry of Sound, and you're listening by.
We can't be more up for that. Look, so the floor is yours, Amelia. You can plug, promote whatever you want listeners to know about what's going to be happening in 2026 in your world.
Thank you. Well, this is actually 25, but I just want to plug it anyway because I'm excited. But on the 18th of December in Glasgow, I'm doing a gig, Amelia Bayler and the Snacks, and we're doing punk versions of my musical comedy songs that I produced when I did a Twitch stream. There's a song about Wimpy that it started out as like a kind of electronic thing, but is a punk version now. some electro-y, poppy stuff as well, which has a sense of humor, but it's not necessarily musical comedy. But yeah, we're all doing that. They're going to be dressed as snacks, the iconic band, Sam Small, Martin James, Katie Roberts. I don't know what I'm wearing yet. Also check out my OnlyFans, Amelia Snack. Please help me. People used to request me to do like topless karaoke or topless comedy songs, but I've not had anything fun like that for a while, and I'm sad about that. And then in 2026, I'm actually signed up for I'm always producing music on like GarageBand, right? Which is like insane that I've used it for this song, but I'm doing an Ableton course. Yeah. So come and see me do any solo shows after that, because there will be bangers now. There will be bangers. So, and yeah, if you fancy listening to Funny Looks, listen to it. But I've not done an episode for 4 weeks because I had some personal stuff going on. But there's some fun episodes. I think that's it. I think that is it.
Plenty to be excited about, Amelia. Plenty to be excited about. We've got music, we got boobs, we got punk, we got, we've got it covered.
I should change my bio to that: music, boobs, and punk.
Well, I guess also, music and punk are sort of the same thing, aren't they? But yeah.
If you wanna, I do a radio show on Clydebuilt Radio, and my DJ name is Gym Crush, like crushing the gym, like biceps and weights, because I love like gym music, like the Ministry of Sound compilations are kind of like that, aren't they? So if you want to listen to that, that's all on my Instagram at Amelia Bayler. I want to apologize for being hyperactive and talking too much, because I don't have self-control over that when I'm talking about my special interest.
I'd be worried if you weren't, Amelia. This is exactly why I wanted you on the show,
I'm not used to this. See, if I was editing this, whenever I edit my own podcast, I like delete like 5 minutes. I'm like, right, get that out. That was fucking bullshit. What are you talking about? But yeah, thanks so much for having me on. And like indie sleeves forever.
This has been great. I've been William Han. She's been Amelia Bayler. They've been Ministry of Sound. And this has been This Album.